into a comfortable seated position of your choice. You can sit on your shins, on a cross leg, or on a pillow if that feels better for you. You're going to lift your spine up nice and tall, and then try to line the back of your skull up with the base of your tailbone. It may feel that you're slightly leaning back, and you'll notice how the core has to activate in order to create a nice upright position. Let's gently close the eyes here and start to take some long and slow breaths. As you breathe, just start to notice if you're carrying any tension in the body. The major muscles such as the shoulders or the back or the hips. But also into the smaller muscles like between the eyebrows or the side of your skull. Noticing you're carrying tension in your jaw and even in your tongue. Okay, I don't know if she's... Connecting the release of tension with your breath. Making your breath longer and more active. Okay, good morning.
Starting to incorporate
so let's come into a comfortable seated position of your choice. You can sit on your shins, on a cross leg, or on a pillow if that feels better for you. You're going to lift your spine up nice and tall, and then trying to line the back of your skull up with the base of your tailbone. It may feel that you're slightly leaning back, and you'll notice how the core has to activate in order to create a nice upright position. Let's gently close the eyes here
and then keeping eyes
and
closed,
start to take some long and slow breaths.
Folding over your shins. Let your whole body melt down to the floor.
And as you breathe, just start to notice if you're carrying any tension in the body.
And release.
The major muscles such as the shoulders or the back or the hips.
Feel your head become heavier.
But also into the smaller muscles like between the eyebrows.
Pulling the full length of your spine
or the side of your skull. Noticing you're carrying tension in your jaw and even in your tongue.
And slowly rolling yourself back up to sit. Unwinding the spine, lifting up tall, and then exhale to turn to your right.
And connecting the release of tension with your breath.
Using the
making
inhale
your breath longer
to lift the spine up, and the
and
exhale
more
breath
active.
to rotate a little bit deeper.
Starting to incorporate Ujjayi by creating a very soft sighing sound on both the inhale and
Lift
exhale.
up tall in a neutral position, and then exhale, twisting to your left. Holding here for a few breaths. Allowing the body to slowly open with each inhale and each exhale.
And then keeping eyes closed, start to slowly walk your hands forward, folding over your
to the
shins.
center. Reaching your hands out either side of you. Roll through the wrists a few times.
Let your whole body melt down to the floor.
And then change the direction of the wrist roll other way.
Activating the exhale and release.
Exhale, lowering one hand to the floor as you lean your body over to the side.
Feel your head become heavier
Softening
and
the shoulders
heavier,
away from the ears.
pulling the full length of your
Reaching
spine
the
towards
fingers
the earth.
and your hips opposite directions. It's inhale back up to center and over to the other side.
And then slowly rolling yourself back up to sit.
Deeply stretching along
Unwinding
the
the
side
spine,
of the ribcage.
lifting up tall, and then exhale to
Feeling as though
turn
the
to
waist
your
is
right.
elongating, ribs one way, hips the other. And then coming back to center.
Using the inhale breath to lift the spine
Let's
up,
turn the gaze over one
and
shoulder.
the exhale breath to rotate a little
Broaden
bit
your
deeper.
chest as you slide the shoulder blades lightly back. Return to center and over to the other shoulder.
Returning to the center,
Return to
lift
center.
up tall in a
Lowering chin
neutral
to chest.
position, and then
Pushing
exhale,
the shoulder
shifting to your
blades
left.
even further back. And again, allow your head to become heavier and heavier. Stretching
holding
through
here
the back
for
of
a
the
few
neck and
breaths.
the upper trapezius muscles.
Allowing the body to
Inhaling
slowly
back
open
to
with
center.
each
Coming over onto
inhale
hands and knees.
and each
Spreading
exhale.
fingers wide. Bringing the hands towards the
And
edges
returning
of the
to the
mat,
center.
so that
Reaching
the
your
chest
hands
can
out either
broaden
side of you.
and
Roll
flow
through the wrists a few
cat-cow
times.
pose.
And then change the direction of the wrist roll other way.
Utilizing your
Exhale,
full breath
lowering one
to
hand
make
to the
movement.
floor as you lean your body over to the side. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Reaching your fingers and your hips in opposite directions. It's inhale back up to center and over to the other side.
And that'll help to disperse the weight evenly over the hand, meaning the
Deeply
wrists take
stretching
less
along the
strain.
side of the rib cage. Feeling as though the waist is elongating, ribs one way, hips the other.
Inhale, coming back into neutral spine.
And then
let's
coming
hold the
back
hands
to
forward,
center.
full melting heart
Lifting up
pose.
straight and tall. Let's turn the
Slowly
gaze
dropping
over
the
one
forehead
shoulder.
towards the mat.
Broaden your chest as you slide the shoulder blades
Allow
lightly
your
back.
chest to melt down to the earth.
Return to center and over
Keep
to the
those
other
arms
shoulder.
actively reaching forward. If it's comfortable to come to chest and chin, that is available.
Return to
Otherwise,
center,
just
lowering
stay on
chin
the
to
bottom.
chest. Pushing the shoulder blades even further back. And again, allow your head to become heavier and heavier.
On your inhale,
Stretching
breath,
through the back
begin
of the
to
neck
round
and the
into
upper
back
trapezius
as
muscles.
you draw yourself back up into tabletop.
Inhaling back to
Let's
center.
inhale,
Coming over
floating
onto
up
hands
right
and
arm
knees.
and left leg.
Spreading fingers wide.
Reaching forward
Bringing the
through
hands
fingers
towards
and
the edges
heel.
of the mat so that
Squaring
the
the body
chest can
off, so the
broaden
shoulders are still in
and will
line,
flow
the
through
hips are still
cat-cow
in line,
pose.
and then you're reaching within those parallel lines. On the inhale, hand comes behind you, taking hold of the foot and lifting the
Utilizing
chest,
your
lifting the
full
neck,
breath to make the
become light
movement.
into your supporting hand and knee. Let's inhale to extend again, and then this time draw the knee and the elbow to meet. Rounding into your back.
Remember to
Squeeze the
lightly grip
tailbone
the
in,
fingertips into
draw
the floor,
chin
and
to
that'll help
chest,
to
round your
disperse
back
the
a little
weight
bit more,
evenly over the
and
hand,
then inhale,
meaning the
extend
wrists take
before
less
releasing
strain.
hand and knee to the mat. Taking it to the other side, left arm, right leg.
Inhale, coming back into
Finding
neutral spine,
balance,
and then let's walk the hands
finding
forward for
lightness
melting heart
and
pose.
stability.
Slowly dropping the forehead towards the mat.
Let's inhale to hold onto the foot behind you.
Allow
Lifting
your
the leg,
chest
lifting
to
the
melt
chest.
down to the earth,
Turn the gaze forward. So
and
that you're
keep those
creating a
arms
sweeping
actively
arch
reaching
of the spine.
forward. If it's comfortable to come
inhale,
to chest and
extend,
chin, that is
And then draw
available.
knee and
Otherwise,
elbow
just
to
stay
meet.
on the forehead.
Engage the core muscles here. Inhale.
On your
extend,
inhale breath,
and then
you
releasing
need to
hand
round
and
into the
knee
back
to the mat.
as you draw
Bring the
yourself
knees together,
back up
tuck the toes
into
under,
tabletop.
and coming to sit back
Let's
onto
inhale,
the
floating
heels.
up right
Now
arm
keep the hands
and
on the
left
floor,
leg.
and then press your hands into the floor.
Reaching forward
To
through
try and
fingers
slide
and
your
heel,
energy back towards those
squaring the
heels.
body off so the
You're getting a
shoulders are
nice
still
deep
in line, the
activation
hips are still in line,
over the
and then
bottom
you're
of the
reaching
foot
within
into
those
the Achilles
parallel
tendon.
lines. On the inhale,
Breathing
hand comes
into the
behind you,
space.
taking hold of the foot, and lifting the chest, lifting the leg.
Especially in
Become
winter
light
when we wear a
into
lot of
supporting
closed
hand
shoes, we
and
need
knee.
to stretch out the toes. Get a bit of activation.
Let's inhale
into
to
these little
extend
muscles
again,
that work
and then this
really
time draw the
hard
knee
throughout
and the
day.
elbow to meet.
And then let's release from there,
Rounding
coming forward
into your
onto the
back,
knees again. Untuck
squeeze
the
the
toes,
tailbone
coming back
in,
to sit onto
draw the chin
heels.
to chest, round
Looking
your
for
back a little
neutral
bit more,
spine here. It's very
and then
easy to come
inhale,
out of alignment and
extend,
let the lower back
before
arch.
releasing
So
hand
come
and
into your
knee to the
neutral
mat.
back. Let's inhale,
Taking it to
float
the other
hands
side,
overhead,
left arm,
interlock
right
the
leg,
fingers, and then reach the palms up to the sky.
finding balance, finding lightness and stability.
On the inhale breath, extend the arms open. And
Let's
then come
inhale
into
to
eagle,
hold
wrapping
onto the foot
left
behind
elbow
you,
underneath right.
lifting the leg, lifting the chest,
Lift the elbows, push the forearms
turn the gaze
away,
forward
and drop the
so that
shoulder
you're
blades
creating
down
a
at the same
sweeping
time.
arch of the spine. On the inhale,
We're going to
extend,
create a bit of resistance
and then drawing
here by
knee and
lifting
elbow
those
to meet.
arms. Feel the pull across the back of the shoulders, and then open wide. Inhale.
Engage the
And
core
coming
muscles
to
here.
right elbow under left.
Inhale,
Virendasana
extend,
arch.
and then releasing hand and knee to the mat.
Lift the elbows,
Bring
push
the knees
forearms
together,
away,
tuck the
and
toes
drop the shoulder
under,
blades down.
and coming to sit back onto the heels. You're going to keep the hands on the floor, and then press your hands into the floor. Let's try
again,
and
let's create some
slide your
resistance
energy
here.
back
Lift those
towards those
elbows,
heels.
feel the tension
You're getting a
pulling the
nice deep
shoulders,
activation
and then release
over
open
the
up,
bottom of the foot,
hands to the mat.
into the Achilles
Tucking
tendon,
toes and lifting hips up and back, downward
breathing
facing
into
dog.
the space.
Keeping the knees bent to begin, and then straightening
Especially
one
in
at a
winter when we
time.
wear a lot of
Walking
closed
out your
shoes, we
dog,
need to stretch
stretching
out
into
the
the back
toes,
of those legs. And
get a
as
bit
you do
of
this, start to
activation
work
into
the
these little
alignment
muscles
of the leg.
that work
Anchoring
really
down
hard
through
throughout the
inner
day.
and outer arch of
And
the
then it's
foot
released from there,
evenly,
coming forward
so
onto
that
the
you
knees
don't
again.
roll the weight
Untuck
to
the
baby
toes,
toe
coming
or
back
to
to
the big
sit
toe,
onto
but
the
rather
heels.
between both the big toe
Looking
and
for a
baby toe
neutral
side
spine
of
here.
the
It's very easy to come out
You're
of
going to
alignment and let the
externally
lower back
rotate
arch.
the inner
So come into your
thighs
neutral back.
slightly.
Let's inhale,
So feeling as though
float
you're
the
trying
hands
to turn the
overhead,
inner thighs to the
interlock
back
the
of
fingers, and
your
then
mat.
reach the palms up to the sky.
Let's sink
On
both
the
heels
inhale
down
breath,
to the
extend the
floor,
arms
activating
open,
into
and then
that
come into
correct
eagle,
alignment.
wrapping left elbow
Heels
underneath
behind
right.
your middle toes.
Lift
Looking
the elbows,
between
push the
the hands,
forearms
take little
away,
steps, walking
and drop
to
the
the
shoulder
front of
blades
the
down
mat.
at the same time.
Legs are as straight as you can manage. And bringing the hands up to the shin bones for flat.
We're going to create a bit of resistance
Stick the
here by
tailbone out
lifting
as you
those
reach your
arms.
head forward.
Feel the pull across the
Keeping
back of the
balance
shoulders,
onto
and then
the balls of the
open
feet,
wide.
light on your
Inhale,
heels.
and coming to right
Inhale,
elbow under
and
left.
exhale to
Virendasana
fold.
arms.
Hands
Lift
either
the elbows,
behind
push the
ankles
forearms
or
away,
lightly
and drop the
touching
shoulder
to the
blades
floor.
down.
The knees can be bent, soft, or straight. Let's come halfway up again, floating the chest
And
up,
again, let's
hands
create some
to the
resistance
shins.
here. Lift those
Draw the
elbows,
shoulders
feel the
away from
tension
the
pulling in the
hips.
shoulders, and then release, opening up, hands to the mat. Tucking toes and lifting hips up and back,
gently releasing
downward
back
facing
down.
dog. Keeping the knees bent
Feel
to
a
begin,
lovely
and then
activation all
straightening
through
one
your back
at
body
a
from
time,
heels to hips,
walking out
hips
your
to
dog,
head.
stretching
Let's
into the
soften
back
into
of those
knees,
legs.
bending quite deeply.
And as you do
Cruising
this,
into
start
the
to
soles of
work
the feet
into the
as you roll
alignment
up,
of
head,
the leg,
neck and shoulders completely
anchoring
relaxed.
down through the inner and outer arch of the foot evenly,
Unwinding the body,
so that you don't
up
roll the
to
weight to the
Tadasana.
baby toe or to the
Adjusting
big
your
toe,
alignment
but
accordingly
rather
to feel
between
balanced
both the big toe and baby toe side
and
of the
neutral.
foot. You're going to
Activate into Ujjayi
externally
breath if you've
rotate
forgotten
the
to do
inner
so.
thighs slightly. So feeling
And
as though you're trying
inhale,
to
raise
turn
the
the inner
hands
thighs
to
to
the
the
thigh.
back of your mat.
Lift the body tall. Exhale to forward fold.
Let's sink both heels down to
Inhale,
the floor,
halfway lift.
activating into that correct alignment.
And exhale to
Heels
fold.
behind your middle toes. Looking between
Inhale,
the
stepping
hands,
the
take
right
little
leg back
steps
into
walking
lunge.
to the front of the mat.
And sinking the hips.
Legs are
low.
as straight as you
Lift your
can
chest
manage.
high.
And
Squeeze
bringing the
that
hands
back
up
thigh.
to the shin bones for
Let's
flat back.
inhale into plank.
Stick the tailbone out as you
Finding
reach your head
lightness in the
forward,
hands.
keeping your balance
Activation
onto the
in the
balls of
legs
the feet,
and
light on your heels.
Gently lowering
Let's
knees,
inhale
chest and chin to
and
the mat.
exhale to
Wrap
fold.
the elbows to the ribs.
Hands either
Sliding
behind
down to
the
tummy,
ankles
and then
or
floating
lightly
the
touching
chest
to
up.
the floor.
No weight on the hands.
The knees
for
can
this
be
first
bent,
round.
soft or straight. Let's come
Releasing
halfway up
down
again,
and sliding away
floating
back
the chest
to
up,
child's
hands to the
pose.
shins, draw the shoulders away
And
from
into
the
downward
ears.
facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here.
And then gently
If the
releasing
heels
back
touch the
down.
floor, that's great. If they don't, totally fine.
Feel a lovely activation
Externally
all through the
rotate
back
those
body
inner
from
thighs,
heels to hips,
pressing
hips
between
to head.
big toe and
And now
baby
let's
toe
soften into
sides
those knees,
evenly.
bending quite deeply,
Flick your
pressing
tailbone
into
to
the
the
soles of the
sky.
feet as you roll up,
Stretch those
head,
legs
neck
out.
and shoulders completely
Let's
relaxed.
inhale the right leg up
And then
stepping the foot
winding the
forward
body
into lunge.
up to Tadasana.
Sink the hips low,
Adjusting
lift
your
the
alignment
chest
accordingly
high,
to feel balanced
and then inhale forward
and
into
neutral.
flat back.
Let's activate into
Exhale
Ujjayi
to
breath if
forward
you've
fold.
forgotten to do so. And inhale, raising
Inhale,
hands to
circle
the
sweep
sky.
the hands overhead.
Lift the body tall.
And
Exhale
exhaling
to forward fold.
to heart. Let's take a second round of Surya A. Inhale.
Inhale, halfway lift.
And exhale to fold.
And exhale to fold.
Inhale.
Inhale, stepping the right leg back into
And
lunge
exhale to fold.
and sinking the hips low. Lift your chest
Inhaling,
high,
left leg
squeeze that back
Sink your
thigh.
hips, lift your heart.
Let's inhale into plank,
Squeeze that back leg.
finding lightness in the
And then inhale
hands,
back into
activation in the legs and core.
Float in the plank for a
Gently
moment.
lowering knees,
Lowering
chest and chin
knees,
to the mat.
chest and
Wrap the
chin
elbows
on
to the ribs.
exhale. Sliding forward.
Sliding down
into
to tummy
Vinyasa.
and then floating the
Wrapping
chest up.
elbows to the
No
rib
weight on
cage,
the hands
a little
for
bit
this first
higher
round.
this time. And then back, either through
Releasing
child's
down
pose
and sliding
or
your way
straight to
back
downward facing
through
dog.
child's pose and into downward facing dog.
Breathing here for a few moments.
Taking a few deep
Let's press
breaths
the
here.
fingertips into the mat. Rolling
If the
weight
heels touch the
towards
floor, that's
forefinger
great.
and
If they
thumb.
don't,
But
totally
opening
fine.
the soft part of the elbows
Externally
to
rotate
face
those
forward.
inner thighs,
Let your
pressing
neck
between
elongate.
big toe and baby toe sides
Let your
evenly.
shoulder blades
Flick your
broaden.
tailbone to the sky to
On the
stretch those
inhale,
legs
take your
out.
left leg to
Let's
the
inhale
sky
the right
and
leg
step
up
the foot forward
and
into
stepping the foot
lunge.
forward into lunge. Sink the
Inhale
hips
together.
low, lift the
Flat
chest high,
and exhale to
and then
forward
inhale forward into flat back.
fold.
Exhale
Inhale,
to forward fold.
sweeping the hands all the way up to the sky.
Inhale,
exhaling
circle
hands
sweep the
to
hands
heart.
overhead,
Inhale,
and
hands up.
exhaling hands to heart.
And
Let's
exhale
take a
to
second
fold.
round of Surya A. Inhale,
Inhale, half lift.
and exhale to fold.
And exhale to fold.
Inhale,
Inhale, right leg
half
into lunge.
lift,
And this
and
time drop the
exhale to
back
fold.
knee to the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge.
inhaling left leg back,
Lifting
sink
up
your
out
hips,
of the lower
lift
back
your
as you
heart.
sink the hips forward.
Squeeze that back leg, and then inhale back into
Exhale to
plank.
the mat. And inhale into
Let's
plank.
float in the plank for a moment,
Let's exhale,
lowering knees,
chest,
chest
and
and chin on the exhale.
Sliding into
forward
cobra.
into
Reach the
Bujasana,
toes back as you
wrapping
puff open
elbows
through
to the
the
rib
heart
cage,
center.
a little bit higher this
Tuck
time.
toes here, lifting up and back,
And then back
downward
either
facing
through
dog.
child's pose or straight to downward facing dog.
Checking that the bandhas are active.
breathing
by
here for a
engaging
few
the pelvic
moments.
floor and
Let's
the
press
lower
the
belly.
fingertips into the mat, rolling the weight towards
Creating
forefinger and
stability
thumb,
into the
but
pelvis and
opening the
into the
soft
lower
part of
back,
the elbows to face
and
forward.
regulating our energetic
Let your neck
prana.
elongate.
Inhale the right
Let
leg
your
to the
shoulder
sky,
blades
stepping
broaden.
the foot forward into lunge.
On the
And
inhale,
dropping the
take your
back knee
left
to
leg
the mat.
to the sky
Inhale,
and
press
step the foot
lunge.
forward into lunge.
Square
Inhale
the
together,
hips.
flat back.
Slide the chest open.
And exhale to forward fold.
Exhale, hands down, and inhale into flat.
Inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up to the sky.
Exhale, forward fold.
And exhaling hands to heart.
Inhale, sweeping
Inhale,
hands
hands up.
all the way up.
And exhale to fold.
And exhaling hands to heart.
Inhale,
Inhale,
half
arms
lift.
up.
And
Exhale,
exhale to
forward
fold.
Inhale,
Inhale,
halfway
right leg into lunge.
Exhale,
And this time drop the
left
back knee
leg
to the
lunge.
mat. Inhale,
And dropping
crescent
the back
lunge.
knee to the mat. Inhale,
Lifting
hands
up
overhead.
out of the lower back as you sink the hips forward.
Slide the hips down, leaning your chest away from the front thighs.
Exhale to
Let's
the
bring
mat.
the hands behind
And
this
inhale
time,
into
interlocking
plank.
fingers and helping to open the chest.
Let's
a bit
exhale, knees, chest and chin.
deeper. Make sure your
Sliding
neck is in
into
a neutral
cobra.
space.
Reach the toes back as you puff open through the heart center.
Inhale, hands
Tuck
up.
toes here,
Exhale, to
lifting
the mat.
up and
Stepping
back, downward
into
facing
plank
dog.
on your inhale. Lowering knees, chest and chin.
Checking that the bandhas are active
Inhaling
by engaging the
into
pelvic
Bujasana,
floor and the lower belly.
lengthening the lumbar and back into Ardha
It's creating
Uttanasana.
stability into the pelvis and into the lower back and regulating our energetic prana.
Checking in with your Ujjayi breath.
Inhale the right leg to the sky, stepping the foot forward into lunge.
In
and dropping the back
out
knee
through
to
the
the
nose.
Inhale,
Feel
crescent
as
lunge.
though the air is passively moving through the nose and it's originating from
Square
the
the
base
hips.
of the throat.
Slide the
Being
chest
sucked in
open.
through the epiglottis. and
Exhale,
pushed
hands
out
down,
with the
and
same
inhale
aperture.
into flat back.
Let's inhale the left leg to the
Exhale,
sky, stepping
forward
the foot
fold.
forward into lunge, dropping the back knee to
Inhale,
the mat,
sweeping
and
hands
inhaling
all
hands
the way
up, crescent lunge.
and exhaling
Finding
hands.
space into the pelvis and the lower
Inhale,
back.
arms up.
Inhale the hands behind you.
Exhale,
Remember to
forward
switch
fold.
the fingers, different finger on top, and opening up
Inhale,
through the chest.
halfway lift. Exhale, left leg lunge, and dropping the back knee to the mat. Inhale,
Inhale,
hands
hands
overhead.
up to the sky. Exhale,
Slide
to
the
mat.
hips down,
Lifting the back
leaning your
knee
chest
as you step
away from the
forward,
front thighs.
flat.
Let's bring the hands behind this time, interlocking
And
fingers,
exhale to forward
and
fold.
helping to open the chest a bit deeper.
Inhale, circle sweep.
Make sure your
hands
neck is in a
all the way
neutral
up.
space.
And exhaling hands to heart. Coming into Utkatasana.
Inhale, hands up.
Bend your
Exhale
knees,
to the
sliding
mat,
hands
stepping back
overhead.
into plank on your inhale.
Exhale, forward fold.
Lowering knees, chest and chin.
Inhale, halfway lift.
Inhaling into
And
Bujasana.
exhale to fold.
Lengthening the lumbar
Walk, step, or
and back
hop
into Ardha
into
Uttanasana.
plank. And lowering knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Let's inhale, upward
Checking
facing
in
dog,
with your
or
Ujjayi
cobra,
breath.
and back into downward facing dog.
In and out through the nose.
Breathing here.
Feel as though the air is
On the
passively
inhale, take the
moving through the
right leg
nose and
up
it's
to the sky.
originating from the
Opening your
base
hip
of the
nice
throat,
and wide.
being
Keep the
sucked in
shoulders
through the
square
epiglottis and pushed out
and turn
with
the
the
pelvis
same
open
aperture.
a bit deeper. Feel
Let's
how
inhale the
you are
left leg
activating
to the
into
sky,
your
stepping the
psoas
foot
muscle,
forward into
joining
lunge,
from the spine to
dropping the
top
back
of the
knee
thigh.
to the mat, and inhaling hands
Keep
up,
lifting the
crescent
leg
lunge.
up tall and long.
Finding space into the pelvis
And
and
then
the
exhale
lower
to
back.
draw the knee to the upper
Inhale the
right
hands
arm.
behind you.
Flex
Remember to
into
switch
the
the
raised
fingers,
foot,
different finger on top,
reaching
and
the body
opening
forward.
up through the chest.
Let's inhale, taking the leg back up to the sky. And now reaching towards the upper left arm.
Inhale, hands back to the sky. Exhale to the
Really
mat.
flex into the
Lifting
toes
the back
that you're
knee
supporting
as you
with.
step forward.
And
Flat back.
inhale to lift up.
And exhale
Let's
to
take the
forward
knee
fold.
to the face. Turn your gaze
Inhale,
between
circle
your
sweep,
hands
hands
and step
all
the
the
foot
way
down to the back. Drop the back
And
heel,
exhaling hands
warrior
to
2.
heart. Coming into Utkatasana. Bend your knees, sliding the
Let's sink
hands
the hips nice
over
and
the
low
head.
here, spreading the thighs away from one another.
Exhale, forward fold.
Soft shoulders.
Inhale, halfway
Active
lift.
core.
And exhale to
Inhale,
fold.
reclining warrior.
Walk, step or hop back into plank
And then
and
cartwheel
lowering
the
knees,
hands
chest,
to
chin
the mat.
or
Stepping back into
chaturanga.
plank.
Let's inhale,
Let's lower
upward
knees,
facing
chest,
dog
chin
or cobra
chaturanga.
and back into
Cobra
downward facing
or
dog.
upward facing dog. And downward facing dog.
Breathing here. On the inhale, take the right leg
Take a couple
up
of
to the
deep
sky,
breaths here.
opening your hip nice and wide. Keep your shoulders square
On the inhale, taking the left leg
and
to
turn
the
the
sky.
pelvis open a bit deeper.
Open your hip as wide
Feel how
as
you are
can.
activating into your
Square the
psoas
shoulders
muscle,
again.
joining from the spine to the top of the
Stretching
thigh.
over the top of the thigh,
And
over
keep
the hip
lifting
bone,
the leg up
into
tall
the abdomen,
and long,
and
and then
bringing the
exhale
knee
to draw the knee to the
left
upper
arm.
right
Flex
arm.
the raised foot.
Flex into the raised foot, reaching the body forward.
Inhale to lift back up.
Let's
And then
inhale,
sweeping
taking
to
the
the
leg
upper
back up to
right
the
arm.
sky. And now reaching towards the upper left arm.
Inhale to lift the leg back up.
Really flex
Your
into the
knee to
toes that you're
face,
supporting
face
with.
to knee.
And inhale to lift
Keep your
up.
leg there. Look down at the mat.
Let's take the knee to the
Place the foot
face.
to the floor. Back heel down. Warrior
Turn your
2.
gaze between your hands and step the foot down to the mat. Drop the back heel,
Find even
warrior 2.
distribution of your weight.
Let's sink the hips nice and low here, spreading the thighs away
Into
from one another.
reclining warrior.
Soft shoulders, active core. Inhale,
And then cartwheel
reclining
hands
warrior.
as you step back into plank. Moving through a
And then
vinyasa
cartwheel
on
the
your
hands
twist.
to the mat, stepping back into plank. Let's lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga.
And taking
Cobra
a few
or
breaths
upward
here.
facing
You are
dog.
very welcome to drop your
and
knees
downward
into child's
facing dog.
pose if you prefer.
Take a couple of deep breaths here. On the inhale, taking the left leg to the sky.
Bend your knees as you slide your hips
Open
up
your hip
and
as
back.
wide as you can,
Stretch into
but
the
square the
full
shoulders
length of
again.
the torso. Turn your gaze between
Stretching
your hands.
over the top of the
Walk, step, or
thigh,
hop into Malasana,
over the hip bone,
which is
into
your
the
squat.
abdomen,
Drawing
and then bringing
hands
the knee
together
to the
as you
upper
push the
left
knees
arm.
nice and
Flex
wide.
the raised foot.
And now lift your torso out of the hips. So you don't
Inhale
want
to
to
lift
collapse
back
down
up,
in between the thighs,
and then
but
sweeping
feel as
to
though
the
you
upper
are
right
reaching
arm.
your head to the sky. Lean slightly back
Inhale to
and
lift the
spread the
leg
weight
back
evenly
up.
over left and
Draw
right foot.
knee to face, face to knee. Keep your leg there, look down at the mat.
Moving into a twist
Place
now
the
by
foot
bringing
to the
right
floor,
hand
back heel
forward
down,
and the left
warrior
arm up.
2.
You press your right elbow against your right knee to help open up the hip.
Find even distribution of your weight.
Keep the gaze up to the sky and the feet are evenly pressing down. Let's bring the
Flow
hands
into
together on the
reclining
heart
warrior.
and then over to the other side.
And then cartwheeling the hands as you step back into plank.
Inhale,
Moving
return
through a
to the
vinyasa of your
center.
choice.
We're going to make our way into a flat back. Hands to the floor. Lift your hips up. Heel toe the feet, hip distance wide. and lifting open.
And taking a
into
few
Ardha
breaths here.
Hastasana.
You are very
Let's
welcome to drop your
exhale,
knees
forward
into
fold.
child's pose if you prefer.
And then sweeping the hands as you bend the knees, Utkatasana. Inhale,
Lifting
all
up
the way
onto
up
the tips
to
of your
stand.
toes.
Tadasana.
Bend your knees as you
Take a
slide
moment
your
to breathe
hips
here.
up and back. Stretch into the full length of the
Bending knees,
torso.
sweeping hands up,
Turn your gaze
Utkatasana.
between your hands. Walk, step or hop
And then
into
drawing the hands
Malasana,
down to the
which
heart
is
as you sit
your
a little
squat.
bit lower. Let's twist now,
Drawing
bringing
the
the
hands
left
together
elbow over
as you
the
push
right
the knees
thigh.
nice and wide. And now lift your torso out of
Keep
the
your hips
hips.
square, keep your
You don't want to
knees at
collapse
the
down
same
in between
point.
the thighs, but feel as though you are reaching your head to the sky. Lean
Inhale to
slightly
center,
back
and then twisting to
and
the
spread
other
the weight
side.
evenly over left and right foot.
Check that those knees are not popping one further than the other, squaring the hips.
Moving
Head
into a
forward,
twist now
tailbone
by bringing
back.
the right hand forward and the left arm up.
Inhale
You press your
to
right
the center,
elbow against
and
your
exhale,
right knee
forward
to
fold.
help open up the hip.
Take a moment here to relax
Keep the
those
gaze
thighs,
up to the sky and the feet are
and then
evenly
lifting
pressing
the chest
down.
halfway up.
Let's bring the
Walk, step,
hands
or
together
hop
at the
into
heart
plank.
and then over to the other side.
Engage into the belly, find lightness into the torso, and let's come into Vashisthasana on the right side. You may want to step your top leg halfway down the
Inhale,
mat to
return
support
to
you.
the center.
You may
We're
want
going
to
to make
drop
our
your
way
bottom knee
into
to the
a
mat.
flat back. Hands
You
to
can
the
stack the
floor.
feet one in
Lift
front
your
of the
hips
other,
up, heel toe
or
the
one
feet,
on top
hip
of the
distance
other.
wide, and lifting open into Ardha Hastasana. Let's
Coming back
exhale,
down to your
forward
plank.
fold.
And over to the other side.
And then sweeping the hands as you bend the knees, Utkatasana. Inhale all the way up to stand, Tadasana. Take a moment to breathe here.
Let's lower both hands down into plank.
Bend the
Come to
knees,
lie on
sweeping
the mat.
hands
So
up,
knees, chest, chin,
Utkatasana.
or chaturanga all the way
And then
down.
drawing the hands down to the heart as you sit a little bit
Bring your
lower.
hands on your forehead.
Let's twist now,
And
bringing
take
the
a moment
left
to
elbow
rest.
over the right thigh. Keep your hips square, keep your knees at the same point.
Connect to Ujjayi breath.
Inhale to center, and then
Connect
twisting to the
that
other
sense
side.
of release.
Check that those knees are not popping one further than the other, squaring the hips, head forward, tailbone back.
Let's bring the hands next to the hips.
Inhale
with the
to
forehead
the
facing
center,
down.
and exhale, forward fold.
On your inhale breath, lifting
Take
up
a moment
arms,
here to
chest,
relax those
and
thighs,
legs. If the lower back feels tender, you
and
can
then
always
lifting
bring
the
legs
chest
back
halfway
down
up.
and just lift
Walk,
up the
step, or
torso
hop
and
into
arms.
plank. Engage into the belly,
Remember
find
to make the body
lightness
long.
into the torso, and let's come into
the height will
Vashisthasana
come with
on the right side. You may want to step your top
Gently
leg
release
halfway down the
bringing
mat
right
to
ear
support
the
you.
mat.
You may want to drop your
Toes
bottom knee
pointing
to the
in,
mat.
heels pointing out.
You can stack the feet one in front of the other or one on top of the other. Coming back down to your plank and over to the other side.
Turning forward to the mat, we're going to interlock fingers this time. Straighten the legs behind you. Inhale, lifting up arms, chest, and legs. If you can't interlock the hands, then just have the hands floating as we did
Let's
in the
lower
previous
both hands
round.
down into plank. And we're going to come to lie on the mat. So knees to
Neck
shin
in a
or
neutral
chaturanga
space.
all the way down.
And gently releasing
Bring your
down,
hands
left
under
ear
your
to the
forehead.
mat.
And take a moment to rest. Connect to Ujjayi breath. Connect to
And
that
taking it into
sense
one
of
final
release.
round, you can either repeat exactly what we did previously, or you can bend the knees holding onto the feet for Dhanurasana.
bring the hands next to the hips with the forehead facing down. On your inhale breath, lifting up arms, chest, and legs. If the lower back feels tender, you can always bring the legs back down and just lift up the torso and arms.
Down. Let's bring hands under shoulders and sliding away.
Remember to make the body long.
Whichever arm variation you prefer
And then the
is
height
fine.
will come with time. Just gently release down, bringing right ear to the mat. Toes pointing in, heels pointing out.
Breathe into the lumbar to relax into those tight areas of the lower back. And then from here, making your way into
Turning
downward
forward to
facing
the
dog.
mat. You're going to interlock fingers this time. Straighten the legs behind you. Inhale, lifting up arms,
On
chest,
inhale, taking
and
the
legs.
right leg to the sky.
If you can't interlock the
open
hands,
up,
you can just have the
but
hands
square the
floating
shoulders.
as we did in the previous round.
Keep sliding your chest back towards
Keep
the
your
legs
neck in a neutral
and
space.
taking the leg a little bit higher.
And gently releasing down,
Sweeping
left ear to
forward
the mat.
knee to right upper arm. The back leg is really active here. The back toes are very active. Let's inhale the leg back up. Taking it across to the left upper arm. Again, back toes, very active.
And taking it into one
Inhale,
final round. You can
lifting
either
up.
repeat exactly what we did
Exhale,
previously,
knee to face,
or you can
face to
bend the
knee.
knees, holding onto the feet for Dhanurasana.
Keep the leg here, look between the hands, and step your foot down, warrior two. Working into balance in your warrior two.
One last breath,
Neither left nor right side is taking
and gently
lead
releasing
here.
down.
They are
Bring
both
hands on the
equal.
shoulders and sliding away
Let's
into
inhale
child's pose.
into reclining.
Whichever arm variation you prefer is fine.
And then forward into Pasva. Opening the chest, pushing that bottom shoulder away from
Breathe
the
into
ear.
the lumbar to relax
Sink your
into
hips
those
just a
tight
little bit
areas
lower,
of the lower back.
bending the front knee over the ankle.
And then from here, making your way into downward facing dog.
Let's inhale back up and straighten the front thigh. One heel, one toe
On
of the
inhale,
back foot,
taking the right leg
and
to the
reaching
sky.
forward for Trikonasana.
Let's open that hip, but square the shoulders. Keep sliding your
Lengthening the
chest
spine,
back towards the
lengthening the
legs,
ribs,
and taking the leg
and
a little bit
rolling the
higher.
chest open to the sky. Take your
Sweeping
top
forward,
arm over
knee
your
to
ear
right
now,
upper arm.
stretching it forward.
The back leg is really active here. The
Slide
back
your
toes
hands
are
and your
very
hips
active.
away from one
Let's
another.
inhale the leg back up,
Really stretching into that
taking
top
it
rib
across to the left upper arm.
cage. Release both hands to the
Again,
floor.
back
Either
toes,
side
very
of that
active.
front leg. We're going to adjust
Inhale,
the back foot,
lifting up.
just step slightly forward,
Exhale, knee
and
to
maybe
face,
open the feet
face
more
to
the
knee.
left and right side. Work your
Keep
head
the
and
leg
your
here,
hips away
look
from
between
one
the
another.
hands, and step your foot
Stretching over
down,
that torso.
warrior two.
And once you've got a little bit of space there, you can gently forward fold over your front shin.
Working into balance in your warrior two. Neither left nor right side is taking lead here. They are both equal.
On your
Let's inhale
breath,
into reclining.
Lift the chest open. Square the hips again, and now walk your front foot to your left
And then
hand.
forward into
Little
Pasva.
heel toe to the left hand. Your back knee is now going to
Opening
come
the
to
chest.
your right hand. Sitting
Pushing
down
that bottom shoulder away
into your
from the ear.
Bhavasana.
Sink your
You're going
hips
to turn the feet
just
to
a little
face
bit lower.
behind you, stacking
bending the front
knees
knee
one
over the
on top
ankle.
of the other. Depending on how the shoulders feel, you can simply forward fold without taking a
Let's
bound.
inhale back
If
up
you'd like to
and
take a bind,
straighten
you can
the
take
front
one hand
thigh.
behind the head,
One heel,
the other
one
hand
toe
behind
of
the
the back foot,
holding onto
and
fingers,
reaching
a
forward
strap,
for
or even
Trikonasana.
just your shirt. So whichever version is fine. gently forward folding over the front thighs.
Lengthening the spine, lengthening the ribs, and rolling the chest open to the sky. Take your top arm over your ear now, stretching it forward. Slide your hand and your hips away from one another.
Inhale, sit
Really
back
stretching into that top
Release
rib
the
cage.
hands if you have the bind. You're going to take your top
Release
leg now
both hands
and
to the
bring it
floor,
to face
either side of that
you.
front leg.
You're going to adjust
the
slightly.
back foot to
So
step
you're sitting
slightly
in a V
forward,
shape with the left
and maybe
foot
open
to
the
the
feet
thigh
more to the
and
left
the
and
right
right
foot
side.
behind you.
Work your
Lifting
head
up
and your
tall,
hips
exhale
away
to
from one
twist
another,
to your left.
stretching over that torso.
And now anchor back down through that right
And once
hip.
you've got a little bit of space there, you can
It
gently
won't
forward
touch the
fold
floor
over
lightly,
your front shin.
but you do want to anchor down anyway. Let's inhale, return to center. The right
On your
knee is
inhale
going to come
breath,
to
lift the
chest,
chest
and
open,
then straighten out.
square
in
the hips
front of
again,
you.
and now walk
The
your
left
front foot
staying
to
the
your
inner
left
thigh.
hand. A
Square
little heel
yourself
toe
towards the front
to
of
the
your
left
mat,
hand.
and then
Your
gently
back
extending
knee is
down
now going to come
into
to
your
your right
Paschimottanasana.
hand, sitting down into your Gomukha Asana.
Sorry, your
So you're going to turn the feet to face behind you, stacking the knees one on top of the other.
Bringing elbows.
Depending on how the shoulders feel, you can
towards
simply
the
forward
earth
fold
and
without
puffing the
taking
chest
a bind.
forward.
If you'd like
Don't
to take a
worry about
bind, you
trying
can
to
take
get
one
down
hand
to
behind the
your
head,
leg. You're
the
trying
other
to
hand
get
behind
towards
the
your
back,
foot.
holding onto fingers,
Forward
a strap,
extension.
or even just your shirt. So whichever
Trying to
version
flatten
is
the back
fine.
as best you can
Gently forward
as you
folding
go.
over the front thighs.
Lifting yourself halfway up. Bring your left hand to the outside of your foot, your ankle, your calf, wherever it reaches. The right hand comes behind, and then we grip that left hand to help twist towards
Inhale,
the right.
sit back up again. Release the hands if you have the bind. You're going to take your top leg now and bring it to face behind you. You're going to adjust slightly. So you're sitting in a V shape with the left foot to the thigh and the right foot behind you. Lifting up tall, exhale to twist to your left. And now anchor back down through that right hip.
Gently relaxing.
It won't touch the floor lightly, but you do want to anchor down
If you'd like
anyway.
to move through a Vinyasa, you can. Otherwise, just go straight back to your downward facing dog. So maybe you want to hop, walk,
Let's
or step
inhale, return
into
to center. The right knee is going to come to the chest and then straighten out in front of you. The left foot staying to the inner thigh.
and back into
Square
your
yourself
Ardha
towards the
Mukha
front
Svanasana.
of your mat and then gently extending down into your Paschimottanasana.
From here, let's take the left leg to the sky.
Sorry, you were
Opening
done
the
with
left hip,
Shirasana.
but
She's not.
squaring the shoulders. Stretching
Bringing
across
elbows
the torso. Slide your
towards
chest
the earth
back
and
towards
puffing
the
the
thighs
chest
as
forward.
you open the leg a
Don't
bit
worry about
more.
trying to get down
Sweeping
to the
knee
leg.
to
You're trying
lift
to get
upper
towards your
arm.
foot.
Strong
A
into
forward
supporting toes.
extension.
Inhale up.
Trying to flatten the back
Let's
as best you
sweep to
can
right
as you
upper
go.
arm. Strong into supporting toes. Inhale to
Lifting
lift
yourself
up.
halfway up. Bring your
Knee
left
to
hand to
face,
the outside of your
face
foot,
to
your
knee.
ankle, your calf, wherever it reaches. The
Looking
right
between
hand
the
comes
hands
behind.
and stepping
And
away.
grip that left
Warrior
hand
two.
to help twist towards the right.
And finding your balance here. Both front and back
And
parts of the
returning
body
to center.
active.
Let's lift back up again. Draw
Let's come
the
back
bent
into
knee and
reclining
then the
warrior.
straight leg to the chest. Cross the ankles. Hold across your shins and round your back.
Sweeping forward into
Gently relaxing
Paschimottanasana.
here. We're going to make our way back into a downward facing dog. If you'd like to move
Sink
through
the hips
Vinyasa,
a
you
little
can.
bit lower.
Otherwise, just go straight
And
back to your
lighten the
downward
weight on the
facing dog.
front arm.
So maybe you want to hop, walk, or step into plank.
Inhale to come back up. Straighten your front leg. One heel, one toe of the back foot. And reaching forward for
And back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana.
Front and back leg equally active.
From here, let's take the left leg to the side,
your ear.
opening the left hip, but squaring the shoulders.
The fingers the other.
Stretching across that
Lengthen the
torso,
underside of the torso
slide
as well.
your
So try not
chest
to
back
arch into
towards the
spine.
thighs as you
Let's bring
open the
both
leg a
hands
bit
to the mat,
more.
either side of the
Sweeping
front foot.
knee to
Step the back
left
foot in
upper
slightly,
arm,
turn the toes
strong
forward,
into supporting
and
toes.
square your hips.
Inhale up,
And again, reaching head and
let's
hips
sweep
away
to right
from one
upper
another.
arm,
Square
strong
hips,
into supporting
engage into the
toes.
back leg, and gently
Inhale
fold
to
if you
lift
have the
up.
space to do so.
Knee to face, face to knee. Looking between the hands and stepping away, warrior two.
Lift back up to center and heel toe that front foot to
So
the
finding
right
your
hand.
balance here.
Bring your back knee to the left hand. Sitting down and turning the feet to face behind you.
Both
in
front
Gomukha
and
Asana.
back parts of the body
Remember
active.
not to sit on your heels here. You want your bum on
Let's
the
come
floor.
back into
We're
reclining
going to switch
warrior.
the hands around. So whichever hand you had on top last time, you're going to bring the other hand this time. If you did not interlock the hands previously,
Sweeping forward
you can
into
skip that this time as
Parsvakonasana.
well. Gently forward folding over the thighs.
Sink the hips a little bit lower and lighten the weight on the front arm. Inhale to come back up. Straighten your front leg. One heel, one toe of the back foot. And reaching
Inhale,
forward
lifting
for
back up
Svanasana.
to center, releasing the hands, and then bringing the
Front and
knee
back leg
behind
equally
you.
active.
Open the front leg
Take
a
your
little
top
bit more,
arm over your ear.
so that your right
Reach
foot
the
is to
hips
the
one
thigh
way,
and
the
left foot
fingers
is
the
next
other.
to the hips. Lift up tall and
Lengthen the
turn
underside
to
of the torso
your
as
right.
well, so try not to arch into the spine here. Let's bring both hands to the mat, either side of the
Anchor
front
down
foot.
through that left
Step the
hip
back foot in
and keep
slightly,
lifting
turn the toes
spine
forward,
straight up to
and
the sky.
square your hips. And again, reaching head and hips away from one another.
Let's return
Square
to
the
center,
hips,
taking
engage
the
into
left
the back
knee
leg,
to chest,
and gently fold
straightening
if you
out
have the
in
space
front
to
of you.
do so.
Coming into our Janushirsasana, lift up tall and exhale to forward fold. Square over that front leg.
Let's lift back up to center.
Be
And heel
mindful
toe that
of what's
front foot
happening in
to the
spine.
right hand.
Continually trying to
Bring your
lengthen
back
and
knee to
extend
the
that
left
spine.
hand. Sitting down and turning the feet to face behind you in Gomukha Asana. Remember not to sit on your heels here. You want your bum on the floor. We're going to switch the hands around.
Lift
So whichever
halfway
hand you
up,
had on top
bringing the
last
right
time,
hand
you're
to
going
the
to bring
outer
the
edge
other hand this
foot,
time.
ankle
If you
half,
did not interlock the
left
hands
hand
previously,
behind
you can skip that this time
Grip
as
into
well.
that front arm
Gently forward
to help
folding
you with
over
twist.
the thighs.
Let's return to the center, lifting back up. Bring the
Inhale,
bent knee
lifting
to the
back
chest,
up
bring the
to
straight
center.
leg to the chest, crossing
Releasing
the other ankle
the
over.
hands. And then
Round
bringing
your
the
back
front
as you
knee
hold
behind
around your
you.
shins.
Then open the front leg a little bit more so that your right foot is to the thigh and the
And
left
from
foot
here, you're
is
going to
next to
make
the
your way
hips.
onto
Lift
your
up
back.
tall and turn to your right.
Maybe cool, roll down, or maybe just come straight down, whatever feels better.
Anchor down through that left hip and keep lifting the spine
Let's take the
straight
knees
up
into
to the sky.
your chest and flatten down through the lower back.
Let's return to center, taking the left knee to chest and straightening out in front of you. Coming into our Janushirsasana, lift up tall and exhale to forward
into
fold.
baby.
Square over that front leg.
Working into a gentle hip
Be
release.
mindful of what's happening in the spine, continually trying to lengthen and extend that spine. Let's lift halfway up, bringing the right hand to the outer edge of your foot, ankle, calf, left hand behind you, and then grip into that front arm to help you with the twist.
Double knee twist today, so both arms out to the side and dropping the legs to the right. You may want to place your hand onto the other thigh to help
return to the center, lifting back up. Bring the bent knee to the chest, bring the straight leg to the chest, crossing the other ankle over, round your back as you hold around your shins.
See if you can really let go here.
And from here, you're going to make your way onto your back. Maybe core roll down, or maybe just come straight down, whatever feels better.
And over to the other side.
Let's take the knees into your chest and flatten down through the lower back. Coming into happy baby. Working into a gentle hip release.
Coming back to the center, hugging your knees into your chest. And making your way into Shavasana.
Drawing the knees together again, and you can choose whichever reclining twist you like. I'm going to do a double knee twist today, with both arms out to the side and dropping the legs to the right.
You may want to take a last few rounds of pranayama.
You may want to place your hand onto the upper thigh to help with a sense of stability and weight.
And use your energy to connect the different aspects of your being.
See if you can really let go here. Come back to the center and over to the other side. Coming back to the center, hugging your knees into your chest. And making your way into Shavasana. Lying onto your back with your feet spread as wide as the mat. Making sure your hips are even, your shoulders are even. You may want to take a last few rounds of pranayama to help center your mind, center your body, and use your energy to connect the different aspects of your being.
start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Going to rub your thumb over the tips of your fingers. Moving your toes, your ankles and your wrists. Drawing your feet together, extending your arms overhead and taking a lovely deep stretch, yawning or sighing, feeling as though you've woken up from a long and restful nap. Bending your knees and rolling onto your side. Holding in your fetal position just for a moment, allowing your body, your energy and your mind to equalize. And then lifting into a comfortable seated position. Drawing your hands together at your heart center and Anjali Mudra. We'll close the class by chanting Om once and Shanti 3 times. Taking a deep breath in.
Slowly start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Going to rub your thumb over the tips of your fingers.
Raising your hands to your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light
Moving
in
your
you.
toes,
Lowering your hands to your lips,
your ankles and your wrists.
to your mat, bowing forward in recognition.
Drawing your feet together, extending your arms overhead, and taking a lovely deep stretch,
open,
yawning or sighing,
inhaling to lift.
feeling as though you've woken up from a long and restful nap.
Namaste.
Bending your knees